Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Jacqueline has the evening off. Topping our news tonight, parking at Siesta Beach has always been free, but now there's talk of charging a fee for many of the tourists and locals that visit the area. ABC 7's Taylor Torragano joins us live from Siesta Beach now with more on what beachgoers think of this idea. Taylor?
Good evening, Scott. It's likely this title that made it so hard for me to find a local's perspective. But the many tourists who are here today tell me they have mixed emotions about potentially paying for parking.
It's really awesome at Siesta Key Beach.
9-year-old David Kovrick says they don't have beaches like this one in Seattle. So he's ecstatic to spend the day here in Sarasota.
For family vacation, yeah.
Mom says she'd be less than excited if she had to pay to park.
I love that it's free. It's really nice that I don't have to pay. I mean, if I would have to pay, I would pay, but I'd rather not.
But on the contrary, some other tourists say they wouldn't mind.
Oh, I think it would be great. I mean, we're willing to pay $10 a day. It would be wonderful.
County commissioners plan to discuss this possibility at their meeting on Wednesday, but today they tell me there is still a lot up in the air, like will Sarasota County residents get a pass and exactly how much parking would be. They asked the Siesta Key Chamber of Commerce to conduct this survey amongst its members last month. Nearly 85% of the respondents voted against charging any Sarasota County property owners a fee, but about 65% were in favor of charging visitors for parking at rates comparable to other beach communities.
Having that paid parking will help generate the money that we need to keep this public beach in the resort quality that it should be.
The former Siesta Key president says based on Fort Myers Beach's plan, charging $3 an hour, our 1,000 spaces would generate a good chunk of change.
During season, let's say, a third or so to a half were paid parking. There's a possibility that it could gross $2 million a year.
But Smith says he's only in favor of the fees if Sarasota County property owners are exempt.
It should be free, as it was when I grew up here in Sarasota. So, I mean, it's important.
The Sarasota County commissioners also tell me they still need to talk logistics like parking meters and who will manage them. All of these unanswered questions will be discussed during Wednesday's meeting. Then commissioners will likely ask staff to bring them back options for them to vote on. I'm live at Siesta Beach. Taylor Torragano, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Taylor, thank you. Sarasota County commissioners will discuss a controversial hotel proposed for Siesta Key. On Wednesday, the commission is expected to consider a zoning ordinance that would increase the allowable building height within the Siesta Key overlay district. Now, plans for the hotel hit a snag last June when a county board rejected the developer's initial design to build that proposed hotel near Stickney Point and Midnight Pass roads closer to the street. And a big day for Sarasota County Area Transit. The agency celebrating the one-year anniversary of the Siesta Key Breeze Trolley by honoring its 250,000th passenger. The lucky rider won a gift basket filled with goodies and gift cards. The free trolley, which runs from the Siesta Key Village to Turtle Beach, operates from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. during the week and until midnight on weekends. An update now on the Bay Sarasota project. 3 concept designs are on the table showing the possibilities for the 53 acres of city-owned bayfront land. However, on those plans, the Van Wezel, as we currently know it, is nowhere to be found. That's because the Van Wezel Foundation has plans to build a new performing arts center as part of the Bay Sarasota project, and that can be found on each of the 3 concept designs. It's up to the community to decide whether or not the current Van Wezel facility would be repurposed or demolished as part of the project. The community is not being asked to pick one design over another, but instead to give feedback on what they like and don't like about each of the concepts.
The Sasaki team will take that feedback, come back in May with one refined concept and probably some alternatives that go along with it, but one refined concept. We'll go through the public hearing, public workshop process again.
There are 3 community forums scheduled for the coming week where you can give your feedback on these 3 concept designs. All those are on your screen right there. The first one at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex next Tuesday, April 17th. For more information on the Bay Sarasota plans or those upcoming forums, you can go to our website, mysuncoast.com, and look for this story. Let's get a check now on our forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. It was a kind of a muggy Monday, Bob.
Yeah, you're starting to feel that humidity come back up as that front now that was a cold front worked its way back northward as a warm front today. It's now to the north of us. And it is stationary. That stationary front lies just to the north of the Tampa Bay area out into the Gulf of Mexico. What's going to happen is a little area of low pressure, a little piece of energy will move along that frontal boundary and then bring some heavy rainfall, mainly to North Florida, I think, over the next 24 hours, although we will see some rainfall. As this system moves to the east, we are going to see it also have a tailing cold front with it. As it moves across, there'll be a little cold front that will attach itself to it and bring us some chances of rainfall, mainly tomorrow late afternoon and evening, and then into Wednesday morning. So that's what we look at right now. Now, some very warm temperatures inland had allowed for some storms to fire up there. Temperatures in the 90s in Highlands and Hardee and DeSoto counties. 81, though, with that sea breeze, south to southwest winds at 14, and the pressure now 29.99 inches. That is still high, but it has been lowering somewhat. That dew point temperature, Scott, you mentioned 74 degrees, is indeed summer-like. Well, more on this rain chance coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Law enforcement agencies across the Suncoast want to make sure victims of crime know there are services to help. It's all part of National Crime Victims' Rights Week. We spoke to a victim advocate coordinator with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office who says her department helps victims with crisis intervention and emotional support after deputies respond to a call.
An advocate, it's our job also not only to provide crisis intervention and support, but also advise them of those rights and make sure those rights are being upheld through the community, through law enforcement, the state attorney's office, that they're being notified of events and things that are going on within the criminal justice system so that they're kept in the loop and they can be part of that.
The first local event will start tonight at 6:30 at the Child Protection Center on South Orange Avenue in Sarasota. Then tomorrow, the city of Bradenton will hold a candlelight vigil with a dove release in honor of those crime victims. ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joined just now, and we had a very strong morning on Wall Street.
Yes,
but the afternoon, not so much, huh?
Well, Scott, when I was with you at noon, the Dow was up by 300 points. You said, can you make it a little more? Well, believe it or not, it was 440 to the good. But unfortunately, that was at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Yes, the high of the day was plus 440 points, a very strong morning, a very strong early afternoon. And at 2 o'clock, things just simply turned around. We did finish with a gain, be it ever so humble. We did finish with gains on all three indices, but I must tell you, not anywhere near the highs of the day. In fact, we closed at the low of the day. So let's take a look at those numbers. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up by a paltry 46 points, 0.2% at 23,979.10. That on volume of 905 million shares. The NASDAQ for the day up 35 points, 0.5%, 6,950.34. That on volume of 1,806 million shares. And the S&P followed the crowd up 8.7%, 8.7 points, 1/3 of 1% at 2,613.16. Well, if you've been thinking about buying a new iPhone 8 and if you just happen to enjoy red as a color, it's your lucky day. Apple today introduced, yes, a red iPhone 8, also a red iPhone 8 Plus. They will be available in stores as early as this Friday. You can order them as early as tomorrow. There you see what they look like. Very nice red, kind of badger red looks to me. Looks pretty darn good. You can buy those for the price of $699. It is identical to the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 8 Plus that is already out there, but you certainly can buy it, and a portion of the proceeds for the sales of these are going to help people who are suffering from either HIV or AIDS. So certainly nice to get a new product and help a few people along the way as well.
It's striking, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So what are you expecting then for tomorrow, Richard?
You got any Mark Zuckerberg? You ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be testifying tomorrow before Congress and Facebook and all that good stuff. So should be a fun day.
Could have an impact. Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, why President Trump's plan to deploy National Guard troops to the Mexican border is drawing resistance from some governors. And we'll get back to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. He'll take a look at our first alert forecast and the chances for rain this week. Plus, how you can fight off the effects of heart disease genes. Stay with us.
The ABC 7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac. The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Fun for the whole family, the 26th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County, fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival grounds.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
A shocking hit and run caught on tape. The sheriff's office trying to identify the driver who intentionally crashed into a motorcyclist over the weekend in Sarasota. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies say they could be charging the driver with aggravated battery, but they need the public's help identifying the car. Take a look at the video shot by a witness who was driving behind the altercation between a gray Mazda 3 hatchback and that motorcycle. The car suddenly swerved right into the motorcyclist's lane, smashing into him, sending the rider onto the curb, partially running him over. The sheriff's office says the car has a large white decal on the back window, and anyone with information should contact their criminal investigations section. The number's on our website, mysuncoast.com, if you look for the story. We have spoken with that motorcycle rider who was released from the hospital last night. He's the father of a young child, and a family member says while he's pretty banged up, he's very happy to be alive. Changes at the border with Mexico. The first National Guardsmen started arriving there this weekend. And today, Arizona's governor announced the state will deploy 225 members of the Guard to support border security measures. ABC's Danya Backus has more.
225 Arizona National Guardsmen now heading to the Mexico border to support President Trump's fight against illegal immigration.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. This is something we've been talking about in Arizona for over a decade.
They will join hundreds of Texas National Guard troops who mobilize there this weekend. In total, the federal government could deploy up to 4,000 guardsmen for what the Department of Homeland Security is calling a growing migrant crisis.
We've got a leaking boat on our border, and we're all quibbling with how much water is in the boat and how fast we're bailing it out.
DHS saying the president is responding to attempted border crossing increasing nearly 200% in March. Just this weekend in San Diego, a horse trailer carrying at least 18 people overturned in what Border Patrol says was a human smuggling operation. In New Mexico, border wall construction is expected to begin this month, but since the president is frustrated by lack of progress in building his wall, sending in troops may be the only option.
We have no idea who they are, what they do, where they came from. We have no idea what their records are. We don't know if they're murderers, if they're killers.
The newly arriving troops, we're told, will not work as law enforcement, but instead advising Border Patrol agents. Here in California and New Mexico, the governors have not said if they will participate in the support mission, and it's still unclear how long the deployments could last. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now to that horrific chemical attack in Syria. On Twitter, President Trump called it mindless, and today, meeting with his cabinet, he again blasted those responsible. The world has seen the horrifying images of the victims, young children, even infants, seen struggling to breathe, choking on an unknown substance as medical workers rushed to help. Many as 40 people died in the attack on the rebel-held district of Douma near the Syrian capital of Damascus.
It was an atrocious attack. It was horrible. You don't see things like that, as bad as the news is around the world. You just don't see those images.
Bashar al-Assad's regime denies using chemical weapons and says the videos are fabricated. This weekend's alleged attack comes just a year after a suspected sarin gas attack prompted President Trump to order military strikes on a Syrian airfield as a warning to al-Assad. President Trump says his administration will decide in the next 24 to 48 hours how to respond to this attack. For the latest on this story, plus your up-to-the-minute First Alert forecast, you can go to our news and weather apps. You can find them both under WWSB, My Suncoast, in your app store. And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan joins us now. I'll be using my weather app tomorrow, it looks like.
That's right, the weather app tomorrow. And in fact, I just posted an Engage video, and you can get these with 30-second snippets about what's happening. You can hear it. A storm system moving mainly to the north of us.
That's you.
That's me, yeah, that's right. We taped those right here, John and I, and they're about 30 seconds, so they're quick and they're kind of very relevant to what's happening over the next 24 hours. Anyway, we are going to see some rainfall around. Looks like the heaviest weather will stay to our north. Casey Key webcam showing some showers and storms around right now, and that activity to the west of us and to the north of us is going to stay there too. It's not really going to be a big issue here tonight, or for that matter tomorrow morning. There's a chance for a few showers tomorrow morning, but more so I think tomorrow afternoon and evening. Right now it's 81, 76 in Tallahassee. So there's a little frontal boundary right here. It's 88 in Orlando. That front that brought us some rainfall of the weekend back northward as a warm front today. So we're getting that warm, moist air coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. And if you factor in what it feels like actually with the humidity, right now it feels like 87 in Sarasota, 90 in Orlando, 92. That's the feels like temperature, much milder over the Panhandle. Now temperatures currently across our area. If you're near the coast, it's a little bit milder as a result of that south to southwest wind with the water temperature at 78 now. But you'll notice temperatures 90 in Sebring, Avon Park at 89. These are the actual temperatures, not the feels like. And 88 in Wauchula right now, 87 into Arcadia. Well, that frontal boundary lies to the north of us, and that front is stationary right now and it extends all the way out into the Gulf of Mexico. It will eventually move through as a cold front, looks like Wednesday morning, and it'll bring in slightly cooler temperatures and some drier air come looks like Wednesday and Thursday. But right now, if we see any storms developing, they'll be inland, pushing off toward the east. Not a lot of activity here along the immediate west coast of Florida. We move to our north. Tough driving now on I-75 near Gainesville, stretching up again and into near Georgia. Now there's some heavy storms near Cross City, and also just near Cocoa Beach, as well as Cape Canaveral heading off to the east. So that's that frontal boundary. Eventually a little piece of energy will move along that front, and that will allow a little bit of a weak cold front to move through come late Tuesday and into Wednesday. So your Tuesday planner looks like this. Now there may be a few showers around. I think clouds and mixed with some sunshine throughout the morning hours. A better chance for showers, and even a few thunderstorms comes into play late in the day as a result of that front finally arriving. Now currently it's 81 degrees here at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. Sunshine, the dew point way up there, 74. The forecast again tomorrow does call for that cloudiness to be on the increase with showers developing later in the afternoon. Here's one forecast model showing that activity. The heaviest rain staying to our north right now, and then as it approaches there's some chance for some showers. Now this is at 8 a.m. We'll see scattered showers around. It looks like mainly inland. And then as we move through time, again, we're going to see this heavier rainfall get close to us on into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. Now, as far as another front goes, well, we'll see another one. It looks like a stronger one come through on Sunday, and that could be a first alert weather day. We're going to kind of monitor that throughout the early part of this week, and then actually determine whether we're going to see a first alert weather day. I think we will on Sunday. Again, the rain total heavier, much heavier, well to the north of us into Pinellas County, northward to Citrus and Hernando. As far as snow goes, it's still happening into Michigan, Ohio, even in the western portions of Pennsylvania tonight. And look at this. This is called the Pineapple Express, the steady stream of moisture from Hawaii stretching all the way through the Pacific right on into the Pacific Northwest and California, which promises to bring some heavy snow across the western United States and eventually over the north central U.S. later this week. Now, as far as the boating forecast goes, winds will be out of the southwest to start the morning, picking up in the afternoon, 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be 2 to 3 feet. We'll start off with a light chop and with a moderate chop. A lot to take in on the 7-day forecast. So a 60% chance for rain comes mainly in the afternoon and evening through Wednesday morning. There is a 30% chance for morning showers on Tuesday, 40% morning showers on Wednesday. Then we look for a couple of nice days with some slightly cooler temperatures. Here comes the rain late Saturday, and most of Sunday could be kind of wet and cloudy as we're expecting some showers and storms with the next arrival of a fairly strong cold front. Scott?
Okay, Bob, thank you. Let's check first alert traffic. The northbound lanes, US 301 in Sarasota, slow moving right now. This is right near the intersection with Fruitville Road. And then Fruitville also slow going in different directions as you head through the city and then east of the city as well, heading towards the interstate. In health news tonight, if you have a family history of heart disease or atrial fibrillation, should you exercise? With more, here's ABC's Arlette Saenz.
Heart disease is a killer, the #1 cause of death for both men and women in the United States. 700,000 people a year are proof. And if you have a parent or sibling who has had a heart attack, especially at a younger age, your genetic risk for having one is clear. So do you think those genes are telling you to stay away from exercise? A new study says no. It's been proven over and over that exercise improves heart health. This study on people with genetic heart risk showed that being physically fit was linked to lowering risk almost 50%. That's also based on a survey of 500,000 men and women in Europe. Here are the groups that had the lower risk, those that were physically active or had some activity measured by a fitness monitor, like a Fitbit, or logged some time on a treadmill. Heart attack risk was lower, even risk of stroke or atrial fibrillation went down, even if they had a family history of one of those conditions. The American Heart Association recommends 40 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensity exercise 3 or 4 times per week. Fight your genes with a healthy diet, don't smoke, and now that you know, exercise. With this Medical Minute, I'm Arlette Saenz, ABC News.
Well, some studies have linked salt intake to high blood pressure and heart disease, while others find the connection more tenuous. Your heart and body depend on sodium to function properly. So the question is, should you eat less salt? For people with high blood pressure, salt reduction plus a diet rich in fruits and vegetables does seem to lower blood pressure, and it just might keep you off medications. For other people, though, the 2/3 of Americans who have normal blood pressure, salt may not be as much of a problem. Doctors say to avoid overdoing salt, but there is no need to eliminate it or to eat a low salt diet. Coming up, a scare for shoppers after a man detonates explosives inside a Sam's Club. And a couple's wedding rings are found months after being swept away by a mudslide.
I heard about the Dotole Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotole Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotole Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
The Mark, Sarasota. Landmark living in the center of it all. A private oasis in the sky. Luxurious private amenities. Promenade shopping and dining. The best of downtown downstairs. Now under construction and priced from the mid-700s. This is life right where you want it. Call or visit our Discovery Sales Gallery today. The Mark Sarasota, presented by the Culture Group.
Want to know a secret? If you're looking for the best selection of area rugs at an unbelievable price, the only place you need to look is Rugs is Art. I know what you're thinking. Expensive, right? Wrong. Rugs is Art has the largest selection of area rugs on the west coast of Florida in a variety of styles, with 8x11 area rugs starting at $199. Largest selection, personalized service, and unbelievably low prices. You'll find it all at Rugs is Art.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore. The Wild Broadway series brings you Funny Girl. Fanny Brice dreams of being famous and through sheer guts and determination becomes a star of the Ziegfeld Follies. Playing March 28th through April 15th, it's the songs and story that generations have grown to love. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Don't rain on my parade. Come see Funny Girl.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Police in Ontario, California still don't know why a man detonated 2 explosives inside a Sam's Club last week. They released this surveillance video of the suspect, 49-year-old Hugo Gonzalez, walking into the warehouse store. He's wearing a medical mask and an LA Dodgers hat. You can see a quick flash and see employees and shoppers then react. Fortunately, no one was hurt and there was no significant damage to the store. Gonzalez was arrested 3 miles from that Sam's Club after a short pursuit. He's now charged with suspicion of arson and possession of a destructive device. Police say he's not connected with any known criminal organizations, nor is he on a terrorist watch list, and he has never worked for Sam's Club. 2 passing cars were hit by rocks falling off a mountain in southwest China. Look at that. A car camera caught the moment when the rocks fell onto those vehicles. Fortunately, no serious injuries were reported. The mystique surrounding a California artist tribute to Prince grew when spring arrived and brought with it a blooming surprise. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
A memorial to Prince in California has grown a new crown for spring. 2 years ago, artist Christine Stein created the mural to honor the deceased icon. It adorns her yard in Citrus Heights. This year, a spring surprise added a lovely touch to Stein's creation. The tree behind the mural blossomed just in time for Easter. Images of the mural quickly spread on social media. Stein was stunned, saying she didn't even know the tree had flowers. Workers in China put on an explosive show on a frozen river. A series of detonations were carried out on the Heilongjiang River in northeast China in an attempt to break up potentially dangerous ice jams. Team members drilled holes and placed charges in melting sections of the river. The effort resulted in a pyrotechnic display that was cool as ice. Pun totally intended. And finally, amid a scene of disaster, a special discovery is made in California. While sifting through extensive mudslide damage, a contractor found this small bag. Inside were wedding rings belonging to homeowner Mary Mitchell. Like many Montecito residents, the Mitchells' home was damaged by mudslides in January. While preparing for the storm, Mary put her rings in the pouch in hopes of keeping them safe, but it washed away, along with many of their belongings. Months later, the bag was miraculously pulled from a massive pile of mud. The couple says the small miracle brings much-needed hope to a difficult recovery. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
What a find. All right, still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, Palmetto City officials pushing for a ban on roosters. And Governor Rick Scott officially announcing his bid for the U.S. Senate. Why some say the race will be among the most hard-fought in the country.
It's California Closet's lighting and accessories sales event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured or arrested, I know this feels like the end of the road, but really it's the beginning of a long, potentially stressful process. So give us a call, let us give you some peace of mind.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
20 years ago, the moviegoers of Sarasota looked up at the silver screen and wanted something more. And they got exactly what they wanted. 20 years of some of the best independent films from around the world. The most iconic Hollywood stars walking the red carpet. The most glamorous parties in Southwest Florida. 20 years building up to the most exciting announcement in, well, 20 years. At the Sarasota Film Festival, April 13th to the 22nd.
Set your course for a waterfront lifestyle on Florida's last private island. Discover one particular harbor by Margaritaville. Nearby sugar sand beaches are as easy to find as the warm Florida sunshine. Waterfront residences from the high 400s overlook beautiful Anna Maria Sound. And a new marina with direct access to the Gulf of Mexico. Plus, incredible savings on move-in-ready homes. Come tour designer models today. Visit ophmintousa.com now.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a news editor with a nonlinear editing background and experience with breaking news and live shots. Visit mysuncoast.com/job-of-the-day to apply.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.